Welcome to the Friday edition of Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbau. And let's start off with the sports minister who has been revealing Ghana's budget for the Black Stars participating in the group stage of this 2022 FIFA World Cup. He says it is going to be a little over $8 million. According to Mustafa Yusuf, the amount will increase based on the stage the Black Stars will reach in the Mundial. He was speaking on the floor of Parliament earlier today.
Our group stages participation in the tournament, covering 3 games against Portugal, Uruguay, and South Korea. Our group stage appearance will cost us as a nation an estimated amount of $8,166,200 United States dollars, with our side firmly fixed on progressing throughout the knockout stages. And I'm delighted to give more good news. Mr. Speaker, progressing from the group stage to the round of 16th will increase Ghana prize money from $9 million to $30 million. At this stage, our expenditure is likely to increase to $8,792,600 United States dollars. Mr. Speaker, when we progress from the round of 16th to quarterfinals, the prize money will also increase from $13 million to $17 million. At this stage, our expenditure will also likely to increase from the $8,792,600 to $9,512,200 United States dollars. If we progress from the quarterfinals to the last 4, Ghana stands to receive $27 million United States dollars to $42 million US dollars. At this stage, we estimated a combined expenditure for the tournament at $14,184,100 United States dollars. This estimated expenditure includes appearance fees, bonuses, per diem, flight arrangement, medical equipment, logistics, and hospitality. Mr. Speaker, whichever way we look at revenue and expenditure commitments for Qatar 2022, the benefits of playing in the World Cup far outweighs the expenditure with several other unquantifiable benefits. Mr. Speaker, I want to assure the entire country that in these difficult economic challenges that we face, every penny will be used judiciously. And we have agreed with the FA that we will maintain the compensation, that is the appearance fees, bonuses, as it was used in 2014 World Cup in Brazil. Mr. Speaker, additionally, club of each player will also be given daily amount of $10,000 United States dollars throughout the tournament of the player. And these are money that FIFA will be paying to the players.
Well, let's just stay in Parliament because Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu is confident of the quality in the Black Stars and expect the team to perform well at the World Cup.
Ghana, it will be a tough test for the Black Stars, but they should survive the test with our country's support, with technical and tactical discipline. We do have a team that can compete favorably, either with Portugal or with Uruguay. Mr. Speaker, my own view, if Uruguay was to be replayed today, and our rematch with Uruguay should be seen as a rematch of 2010 in South Africa when we were denied that golden opportunity. Mr. Speaker, today, even what Suarez did in football today, the referee should whistle a goal, not a penalty. My view is that the referee ought not to have said that it was a penalty. I mean, if you give where the ball ballooned to and where his hand was, he should have just whistled a goal for Ghana. But we cannot reverse the events of time and what happened in particular. So Mohamed Kudus also owes promise. So Minister, be assured that we will support the Black Stars. The country is united around you against the GFA, against the Black Stars, to make our country proud. But I think that you have to strengthen the goalkeeping if there is still room to allow Abukari Damba, who is also a noted goalkeeper trainer to be able to support Kingston, to be able to do that particular role. I also see that you are announcing some additional names. I've seen Tariq Lamte, very, very encouraging. And then the GFA itself, you have to monitor them to ensure player discipline while they are in camp, things that they can do and cannot do before a match.
Well, away from Parliament, let's stay on the FIFA World Cup because FIFA General Secretary Fatima Samura has been speaking about the tournament, describing it as one which will be a festival of football and celebration. And also she says it's going to be a chance for the world to be united.
Sunday, 20th of November, 2022, the eyes of the world will be on Qatar. It will be a festival of football and definitely a month of celebration. After what we have been through over the past 2 years, it's a unique opportunity for fans around the world to come and be united by the greatest show ever. This World Cup is a World Cup of many firsts. First time it's happening in the Middle East, in the Arab world. First time where all the teams will be in one city, with their fans around the world being able to come, meet, mingle, sing, dance, and provide positive vibes to the world. People can consider Qatar as a conservative society, like my own country in Senegal. But let me tell you one thing. Qataris are the most hospitable people you can find on earth. The food is great. The tea is beautiful. And when you will be walking along this beautiful Corniche, you will see something that you have never seen before. You will see magic, you will see light, you will see flavor, you will see smiles. You will see the 32 teams, fans, with their jersey, really enjoying the celebration of their teams. You will see people who will become your long-term friends after the World Cup, but you will especially enjoy one thing: the love of football and its unique power to unite people around the world. No matter your race, your religion, your social and sexual orientation, you are most welcome. And Qataris are ready to receive you with the best hospitality that you can imagine.
Well, are you ready to head to Qatar? Now, let's talk about the Black Stars head coach, Otto Addo, because he has named his 55-man provisional team for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. And the list sees the inclusion of 3 home-based players: Dalal Ibrahim, Dennis Kosa, and Daniel Efriabania. Kamal Soa, Salis Abdul Samad, Enes Nyama, Patrick Pozo, Mudassiru Salifu, and Mohamed Dauda have also been handed maiden call-ups to the national team. And you can see the squad there. The squad will be trained to a 26-man squad in a few days to come, and that will be the team that we're playing in the World Cup there. So we'll be following this very closely and bringing you up to speed on that very squad, and there'll be more analysis relative to this very squad of the Black Stars in the World Cup. Well, let's move on, because former Black Stars captain Charles Kwabla says he was forced into retirement from the national team. The former midfielder of the senior national team, who has been reflecting on his playing days in a conversation with Joy Sports' Muftau Nabila, and he explained that he was terribly hurt by the decision to leave him out of the national team squad at the time he was in his peak.
In fact, we were going to a match in Germany, Wolfsburg, and I was the captain. Choked at the back, watching my TV, relaxing, and then I had a call from BBC, whoever it was, but it was an English number. That the squad is out. Are you aware you are not part of the squad? I choked. I was shocked. I said, no, I was trying to play tough. Yeah. I was like, what? And truly, then after talking to the journalist, I called 1 or 2 people and then I asked, and said, yes. I said, what happened? So even if that was the case, wouldn't they have called me just to inform me?
Who was the coach then?
Oh, I think was it Sam Dudu or I don't know. The guy who took them to if you find out the person who took them to the Burkina tournament,
okay,
he should be. I have a bad memory.
That's really like the 2002 AFCON.
Yeah. And so I still wanted to play. So you were forcibly retired from the Yeah. I mean, I'm saying that I was the captain of Wolfsburg. You understand me?
Yes.
And one way or the other, maybe they were not satisfied with me as the captain of the team. But I could still be part of the team. You understand? I don't have a problem. I could still be part of them, contribute in a certain way. You understand me? Rather, they decided not to call me, not to tell me. I was out from the squad, and it became, I was hurt. Telling you, I was hurt. It hurt me so bad.
Charles Kwabena there speaking about how hurt he was with his exclusion from the team. But elsewhere, President of the Ghana Football Association, QATAR Kreku, has hinted of the introduction of a standard salary for professional players in the Ghana Premier League. According to Mr. Kreku, the policy is expected to be rolled out in the 2023-24 football season after thorough engagement with the Professional Footballers Association of Ghana.
We would cross the T's very soon. And hopefully, in the new season, we would introduce standard player contracts that would ultimately protect every signatory to those contracts. I'm talking about the players. Beyond the introduction of the standard player contracts, we have also been discussing the introduction of minimum wages or minimum salaries for players, especially professional players in this country. Again, at my visit or during my visit with the PFAG, we discussed this policy. This policy will go through the processes. I'm talking about internal processes. And God willing, next season, we should introduce minimum player salaries in this country for professional players. I understand that there's an insurance scheme for ex-players of our national teams, again led by the PFAG. We would explore the possibility of ensuring that we have 100% coverage on health issues for our players.
Now let's take a look at the weekend's fixtures in the Ghana Premier League, because Kumasi Asante Kotoko played the outstanding game over the week and lost to Bechem United 2-0. But on today, the game involving Dreams FC and Tamale City came off there. And on Saturday, Kotoku Royals and Accra Heart of Folk will be in action. Accra Lions will be hosting Sunshine FC at the Accra Sports Stadium, and Brekum Chelsea they will host Real Tamale United, and Asante Kotoko at the Raya Sports Stadium will be looking to come back from that defeat against Bechem United, and will be hosting FC Samatex. The Diana Stars League leaders will be hosting Maxwell Cornelius Legon Cities, and Karela United will play Bechem United. On a Monday, Great Olympics play Midiama, and Bibiani Gold Stars play Ken Faisal. Let's get to some disability sports now, because Rescue Sports Foundation has secured about 100 wheelchairs for distribution to persons with disability playing basketball across the country. The gesture is intended to provide support for the players to efficiently compete in games locally and internationally. Lab FM, Stephen Zando followed this very story and filed this report.
103 wheelchairs were distributed to beneficiaries at a ceremony at the Babayara Sports Stadium in Kumasi. Director of Rescue Sports Foundation, Benjamin Ano, explained how they were able to secure these equipments meant to benefit basketball players with disabilities.
Most of the regions are lacking wheelchairs. It is difficult for them to get this wheelchair to practice. So last year we organized a training workshop for the wheelchair basketball teams. During the program, we cited one of the wheelchairs which is locally made, and when you compare it with the The original one, the imported one, there was no difference. So after the program, we met with a guy who produced this locally made wheelchair. We sat down with him. So at the end of the day, we wrote a proposal and we sent it to Fellowship of Christian Athletes. They are based organization in US. So they donated the money. So by the grace of God, now we decided to manufacture 100 locally wheelchair basketball wheels for our brothers who are fully involved in wheelchair basketball. We found out that even when they are going for international competition, they don't get wheelchairs, though they don't go. But now that we have locally manufactured one, definitely they are going to organize themselves. They are going to practice each week.
Vice President of the Wheelchair Basketball Federation of Ghana, Elvis Akwesi Alukwi, commended the Rescue Sports Foundation for the intervention. He assured the wheelchairs will be put to good use.
Wheelchair basketball, I have to play with wheelchair. Without wheelchair, you can't play. So our first call is a wheelchair before the rest. So with this wheelchair liner here, it's going to serve all the 16 regions, and then we are going to form a maintenance team to maintain it across all the regions, and we'll have a supervising team. So this wheelchair, believe years to come, you come and see the wheelchair, say wow. And when you compare to other reports to the other regions, you say, yeah, these people are very grateful. And I promise, because I am a wheelchair user and I play wheelchair basketball over 20 years before I retired to the national executiveship. So we pledge and support the pledge that these wheelchairs are going to be in good use.
The wheelchair basketball is set to organize divisional leagues as part of the association's preparation for the 2023 African Games. Stephen Zando for Joy Sports.
Now let's take a look at the fixtures that's coming up across Europe. Top leagues in France, in Spain, in Germany, and elsewhere. Let's start off in English Premier League because tomorrow kicks off with Leeds United and Bournemouth. Manchester City will host Fulham. Nottingham Forest will play Brentford. Wolves will play Brighton, Hove and Albion. And Everton will play Leicester City on Sunday. The big one involving Chelsea and Arsenal. Then Aston Villa will host Manchester United in Unai Emery's first game. Southampton will play Newcastle and West Ham United will play Crystal Palace. Tottenham Hotspur will host Liverpool. Elsewhere in the Spanish La Liga, tonight was the game involving Girona and Atletico Bilbao. On Saturday, Getafe and Cadiz, Real Valladolid and Elche. Celta Vigo, Osasuna, Barcelona will host Almeria in Gerard Piqué's final game for Barcelona. Atletico Madrid will play Espanyol and some other fixtures there. The Italian Serie A, Udinese playing Lecce, Empoli against Sassuolo, and AC Milan will play Spezia while Atalanta hosts Napoli in a big one. Roma will play Lazio, and Juventus and Inter Milan will be playing in a very big game on Sunday. In the German Bundesliga, you can see Borussia Dortmund will play Bochum, and it is Leverkusen who will play Union Berlin, who are currently top on the table. But Bayern Munich will host Hertha Berlin, while Leipzig will be playing Hoffenheim, and Werder Bremen will play Schalke 04 over there. So look out for all of those fixtures and do have a wonderful sporting weekend there and enjoy yourself. We'll bring you up to speed on results relative to all these fixtures when they happen. So we draw the curtains on Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbau, and I did this with Kwame Benaya Elom and the entire Joy Sports team. Do have a splendid evening.